Hey everyone, it's Raven. Welcome back to the Nest. Hope you all had great Christmas and are looking forward to the new year. I know I am. I'm so happy Christmas is over. I don't know what to do. And that is strange for me because Christmas is like my favorite time of the year, but I don't know. I didn't really enjoy it as much as I typically do. So I don't know. I'm just happy that it's over. And I'm ready to get to the new year. So for today's video, I'm going to be going through, as you can probably see here, my savings goals for 2022. We're going to talk about the savings challenges that I will be doing for the year, as well as my sinking funds. So if you are interested in seeing that, stay tuned. All right, first and foremost, I do want to announce the winner for the giveaway, the plum paper. Is it plum paper? Yeah, it's for the $75 plum paper giveaway. So I'm going to go ahead and post her comment here up on the screen. The winner for that gift card is going to be Miss Samantha Coates. And her comment says, my budgeting goal for 2022 is to stay in the green. I want to save $6,000 in savings challenges, finish trying to get a month ahead on bills. I believe I'm $1,300 away from that, and to stay focused this year with my budget. In 2021, I stayed focused for about 6 months and saved $3,000 in savings challenges and $800 in month ahead bills. I want to improve from 2021. Don't we all, Samantha? Those are some lofty goals. I'm also embarking on some lofty goals myself, so we're going to be in this fight together come 2022. So congratulations, Samantha. I actually commented on your comment, so just reach out to me via email. That way that I can get your gift card sent out to you for plum paper. And if you purchase a planner from them, definitely enjoy it. I'm enjoying my plum paper planners. If you missed that video, I will link it right above for anyone that kind of wants to see the flip through of the planners that I purchased for 2022. All right, let's go ahead and get into these here. I created these just on Canva, and it has a little background to it. You probably can't really tell. You probably just see this is like being just regular white paper, but it's not. It has like a little subtle background on it. And I'm going to punch holes in it and put it into my budget planner. I bound my budget planner, of course, using disc. And do not come for me in the comments. My disc situation is a little questionable. We have a gold disc, we have a plethora of plastic silver disc, and then I have this one kind of rose gold Disney disc at the end. So like I said, do not come for me in the comments. This it's all right. It's gonna do what it needs to do. And then my cover, my little plastic cover here, is basically I just ran a laminator sleeve through the laminator with no paper in it. So this is not the finalized setup of this, but it's just what I needed to do in order to be prepared for next week when the new year starts. I will make adjustments to this at some point. And then, of course, I have just these page flags to just kind of separate everything out. But we're going to get into this in a minute. I mean, I'm just laughing because I looked at this once I put it together. And then now that I'm finally filming this video, I'm like, yep, Raven, this was a very questionable ghetto setup here. But like I said, it will not always look like this. And then I'm going to be saying the same thing 3-4 months from now, when I'm doing my budget setup for, I don't know, April or something, it's still gonna look the same. But it's not about looks, it's about this being a tool for me to succeed in 2022. So let's get to my savings goals. So I have some pretty lofty goals this year. And of course my intention is to reach these goals and get them checked off and accomplished. But I will say, guys, I am scared to death. And when I finally sat down and started looking at everything and kind of figuring stuff out, I was like, yep, this is going to be an interesting year. But we are going to do this, and yeah, we just gonna do this. So let's get into the first goal. So, and they're not in any specific order of how I want to, like the timeline on accomplishing them. I just kind of had them down like this, so I created this nice, you know, printable situation so you all be able to read, because I don't think people know how to read my handwriting. My handwriting is atrocious. But any rate, so first goal is going to be increase home down payment and closing cost fund. It's currently sitting roughly at about 20,000, but I would of course like to increase that, seeing as how this market is, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy, and I'm kind of almost to the point of where I want to put my house hunt on pause, but I'm gonna give it a little bit more time. I've only been in this thing for a little over a month, but it's just been very discouraging. I read an article the other day just kind of about kind of the top cities and locations that investors are flocking to buy houses in order to either flip them or rent them. And I think in that particular article that I read, Memphis was number 3. I don't know why, but but Memphis was number. I mean, I guess from a business investor perspective, I do know why. I will say that. But as someone who lives in the Memphis area, I don't know. But any rate, so that's a goal I have for this year, is to increase this. I don't have a set amount that I want to increase it to. I just know I'm going to continue adding to it until I get to the point of signing for my house and handing over my life savings. So there's that goal. Then my next goal is going to be saving $8,000 for furniture and appliances for my new home. I know that some houses that I have been looking at and some that I actually made offers on, the appliances were going to come with the house, and they were some pretty nice, you know, the ones I have put offers on, the appliances were very nice, look very new and updated. So I would be blessed to go into a situation where the appliances came with the house. But I mean, if I don't, I want to kind of be, you know, set up and have a plan for that, because essentially I will be going into this house with nothing, probably just my bedroom furniture. So yeah, so I want to save up at least $8,000 to spend for furniture and appliances. And what I mean by furniture, I'm not trying to like fully furnish like the whole house. I know that takes time to furnish and decorate and get things the way you need it to be, but furniture, I mean like kind of the basic essential furniture. Like I need a couch, I need, a kitchen table, I need, I want to get another bedroom set, but then the budgeter in me is like, Raven, you got a bedroom set, you could just take the one with you. I can take it, and that could go in a guest room, but I want a new bedroom set when I move into my house. So anyway, I want to save $8,000 for that. I already have a fund set up for this that I started at the same time as when I started like saving for a house originally, and that is currently sitting at $4,800. So I only have about $3,200 left to go to get to my goal amount of $8,000. So that's going to be one of my goals for this year. Like I said, don't really have a time frame on it, and I will kind of explain shortly why I don't really have set time frames on a lot of this stuff. There's really only 2 of these goals on here that kind of has like a set time frame. Yeah, like 2 of these goals on here is like for a set time frame. So anyway, moving on. Next goal is going to be to completely cash flow our trip to Disney and Universal. Once I did all the calculations and kind of researching as far as like how much we would need to pay for, like the vacation house, and then the tickets to go to Disney, the tickets to go to Universal, paying for food, and I'm buying souvenirs. I mean, just all the things that I want to do. I don't want to go to Disney. I mean, not to say I don't want to go to Disney on a budget. I don't want to go to Disney penny pinching. Like, well, no, I can't get that. I want to go to Disney and have a good time. I want to go to Florida and have a good time. I want to eat good. I want to have fun. Those are things I want to do. So my portion, I'll say, of cash flowing the trip is about $3,000 for my portion. So there is that. And this is one of the goals that does have sort of like a time frame on it, simply because of when we're going to Florida. But I have plenty of time to save this up, and $3,000 should be good enough. Next, going down to my next goal for this year. This is kind of an open-ended sort of goal, similar to the goal I have for increasing my home down payment and closing cost fund. I want to start a new fund to get a new car. I'm still paying on my current car, and I have under $9,000 left to pay that car off, which I would like to do that this year. If not this year, early next year. And then I also kind of thought about trading in the car. I thought about giving the car to somebody else. I don't know, but I want to get a new car. That's not a this year thing. Like, I don't plan to get a new car this year. I plan to possibly get a new car next year, maybe either next year or very early 2023. No, I don't plan to get a car next year. I'm sorry. I plan to get a car in 2023 or possibly early 2024. Hope that made sense. Clear as mud? Yeah. So my goal is to, of course, start my fund for that this year. I want to start it this year because I want to get to a balance of $15,000 to $25,000 before I actually leap and make the car purchase. I have in mind the car that I want. So probably going to be leaning more towards $25,000 in order to put down a pretty nice down payment on the car, probably roughly leaning more towards that end if I follow through with getting that car. Start a car fund this year. I do want to do that. I don't really have like a set amount on how much I want to have in it by the end of 2022, but I do want to successfully start it and have funds in it. Next goal, I want to save up money for various other trips that are happening in 2022. The Disney trip, the Florida trip, I keep calling it the Disney trip, but I'm going to call it the Disney trip because Disney is the main attraction for the trip. The Disney trip is going to be the big trip for 2022. Various other trips I have planned. I know for a fact one, and then I do want to make one other. So just kind of roughly estimating what I would need for those two other trips, I would need probably about $2,000. So I need to get that saved up so that way we can go ahead and make our plans, reservations, all that jazz for the trips. And then lastly, my goal is to put away funds for holiday spending and get-togethers. I didn't do holiday spending, like a sinking fund for holidays last year. I did one for our Halloween party, which did go off with a success. So I do want to save up around $1,200 for holiday spending and get-togethers, because in my mind, this is me future thinking. I am a future thinker. I would hope that when holiday season comes around, which for me and my family, holiday season for us starts in October for Halloween, because we do celebrate Halloween and have a little get together and we have a good time. And then we have Thanksgiving and then Christmas rolls around. So I would hope by that point I would be in my own home and maybe be able to host for some of those holidays, or if not all of those holidays. It doesn't really matter to me. But I want to have some funds set aside in order to do that, whether I'm still here in my mom's house or if I am in my own home. So these are my savings goals for the entire year. And like I said, these are kind of lofty goals, but we're going to make it do what it do. So moving on, now we're going to talk about how do I plan to achieve these goals. This essentially is the plan. This is the entire game plan. We might as well just stop the video right here, right? No, you know I got to go into too much detail. I'm a talker, and this is what we're going to do. So my plan to achieve all of these savings goals are going to be my savings challenges. So I will link up above a link of a video where I kind of discuss all of these savings challenges that I'll be doing for 2022. Well, it talks about these, not these three down here, but it talks about these here. So if you want to know more in detail about those savings challenges, just go check out that video. So starting from the top, I will be conducting 3 100 envelope challenges for 2022. And I have different versions of these 100 envelope challenges. Again, go check out my savings challenges video. I go more into detail about what these, how these challenges, the 3 different ones work. But essentially for the first version, if you completed, the whole 100 envelopes, you save $5,050. The second one, $2,550, and then the last one, $1,300. So I will be conducting those, and the reason why they are highlighted, well, I would say highlighted, but the font is a different color. These are challenges that are essentially going to run like throughout the entire year, because if I do these for 100 days in a row, that's essentially almost the entire year gone, minus about 65 days. The next challenge I'll be doing is the $500 in 30 days challenge, and that's just very self-explanatory. I save $500 within 30 days. Now this one is just a one-time challenge. That's why it's in black, because that's not one that's going to run throughout the entire year. The bank account challenge, I can't really tell you the amount that I could save with this challenge, but just based on the way that it is set up, and if I conduct it the way it should be conducted per the instructions on the sheets, I could save up to $300 just based on how the way the challenge is run. It's up to $300. So I just put some question marks here because I can't really say for certain what I would save. Next is the degree of savings, and this one again, I can't really say how much I would save, because the way that challenge works, you look at the temperature of the day and you save that amount for the temp of the day. So I mean, I'm not that Raven from that show, so I wouldn't know what the temperature is going to be when I'm running these savings challenges. So that's why there's some question marks there. Next, we have Christmas in July. This amount will essentially go, whatever it is I save that month, will essentially go directly to my holiday savings. And then save what you spend. That is very self-explanatory. Every time I spend some money that's an unnecessary expense, we're not talking about paying for the utilities or, paying my car note. We're talking about if I go to the nail salon instead of doing my nails at home, then whatever I spent at the nail salon, I'm going to save it. So I'm going to do that kind of all month long. And that's why it has the question marks there, because I don't really know what I'm going to save that month. So that's why we have the question marks. Coming down to these last 3 challenges, and I will actually open this up so you all can kind of see. I think my savings challenges start on this orange page, maybe. No, they start on the yellow page. Okay, so this is my sections for my savings challenges. I'm putting all of this together, like this is my budget planner on this side, and then the rest of this is going to be all of my savings challenge stuff. I'm going to also punch these sheets here that I'm going through with you all. I'm going to punch them and probably put them in the back of the planner, but I don't know, we'll see. So this is the section for my savings challenges, the ones that I just went through and mentioned to you all. And this one is not necessarily a savings challenge. This is more of a tracker sheet. And this is my Disney savings. And I was so lucky to find one that was exactly $3,000, and it was on Etsy. I will link the shop below if you want to pick up this tracker thing. I can't remember the name of the Etsy shop I got this from, but I will go back into my account and I will link it when I post this video. And then of course the link to my Etsy shop, if you want to pick up my savings challenges, is always linked below in the description box. So I wanted to flip here because I will be doing an investing challenge for 2022. If you all watch Mommy Trader here on YouTube, she created an investing challenge for 2022. And she has very many different versions. I think she has a $1 version, $2, and then I think a $5. I'm going with the $1 investing challenge. So basically, I will just save $1 and put that towards investing. It won't go into like a savings account or anything like that. I haven't decided which platform I'm going to use to do this. I've been consistently using Stash, but I'm thinking I'm going to migrate away from Stash. I'm lingering on either doing Fidelity or M1 Finance. I can't decide which one, but hopefully by the next couple of days, I would have decided which one I'm going to go with, because the first is right around the corner. So, but either way, I'm going to have it figured out. So this is one of the challenges that I will be doing, kind of running throughout the year. And that's why this one is colored purple as well, just like the 3 on the top. This is one that's going to run for the entire year. So as you can see, there's a sheet for every month. So, and like I said, I'll be running this one all year long. And then the last 2, I colored these red simply because I'm not sure yet if I'm going to do them. And by the time this video gets posted, once I go through editing it and thinking and all that, I probably had made the decision to go ahead and do it. But basically, I'm thinking about doing a $1 bill savings challenge, which that one's going to be very kind of simple. Essentially, any $1 bills that I have, I'm going to save them, because my cash envelopes will be cash this coming year. They won't be cashless like digital or anything like that. They will be actual physical cash envelopes. So I wanted to do like a $1 bill savings challenge and just save all the $1 bills that I have from my cash envelopes. And then I thought about doing a cash envelope challenge, and essentially how that one will work, I would need to find a tracker for that or either make one. Basically how that one will work is I set up cash. I have several cash envelope categories for 2022. So, and I plan to set those up each week, which you all will see that on camera. And what I will do at the end of the week when I'm reconciling my cash envelopes, whatever I have left over in that cash envelope, I save it. And that again will be something that will be ran the entire year. So I'm still on the fence about these 2, if I'm going to do them or not. But I think by the time this video gets posted, I probably have already decided, which I'm leaning more towards doing it than not. So basically, these savings challenges is how I plan to achieve these goals for next year. And again, I say I am quite nervous, especially because the very first challenge I'm doing right out of the gate is the version 1 of the 100 envelope challenge. And you save over $5,000. But if I pull numbers every day, that means that in the first 100 days of the year, I would have saved over $5,000, which is amazing, but it's going to be quite daunting. All right, let's move on to my sinking funds that I have for the year and how I will be running my sinking funds. I was going to do some of them in cash, but I then decided against that simply because I'm already going to be doing my cash envelopes with physical cash, and I just don't feel safe carrying that amount of cash around. So my sinking funds will stay digital, but I will find a very fun and interactive way to incorporate them into my channel. I'm still working that out, but I will, like I said, find a fun way to incorporate them into the channel. But these are going to be my sinking funds, and I'll post a picture somewhere on the screen of how my sinking funds will be ran. I will be running them from my Ally savings account. I've already gone in and reconstructed and moved stuff around in order to, you know, make this look cogent. So I will be using my Ally savings account, and within Ally, your savings account, you can have these things called buckets. Just Google it or search it on YouTube. I'm sure there's a video detailing the Ally buckets, but essentially buckets are kind of like mini savings accounts within one savings account. So what I'll be doing, and these are the names of my sinking funds, because you can name your buckets on Ally. That's another cool feature. You can name them whatever you want to name it. I think there are character limits, but I tried to be very creative with mine because I just like to be fun and do fun stuff like that. So my first bucket is named Wheels, and this is essentially my new car fund. So that one is the one where I want to, you know, bank up about $15,000 to $25,000. I have an asterisk here because this is going to be a fund that it doesn't get us, this fund will not get a set amount of money like each pay period or each week or each month. I will funnel money into that based on these savings challenges, and you will see most of my sinking funds are set up like that. So my next sinking fund is going to be called Really Canaan, and Canaan is my dog. So I want to set up a sinking fund strictly for him. I currently pay pet insurance for him, and I think I pay roughly about $40 something a month for that. And I've never, well, no, I guess I've never had to use it. I had to use it one time, and it really did come in handy. It really did. There was a vet bill. I think the vet bill was almost $3,000, but I only had to pay a deductible, I think of like $400 or something like that. But so it really did come in handy. But I really want to save up like savings for him and get rid of the pet insurance, because I rather not pay that. It's because when I think about the amount of money that I've spent on it since I've had him, because I've had it since I've had him, and I've had him for about 6 years now. No, 5 years now. It'll be 6 years next year. I had it about 5 years. And when I think about how much money I've paid over the course of that 5 years, because it was more expensive when he was younger, and then once he got to be about maybe 2 or 3, it started to taper off. But in probably the next year, it's going to go up again because he's going to be getting older. But I just, like I said, when I look at how much money I've spent on it, I just sit back and think I could have just saved that amount of money and had a little emergency fund set up for him on the side. So that is what my goal is to do. So this one is going to be kind of an open amount. I don't really have a set amount that I want to like save, but there is a certain minimum that I want to get to before I cancel his pet insurance. So I will be funding this one at $25 each paycheck, and I may throw in extra money, you know, from the savings challenges here and there. I may not, but I will be adding $25 per paycheck to this account for him. And then I have baby bro wedding. I want to save up about a minimum of $1,000, and this one has an asterisk next to it because I won't be setting aside a certain amount of money each pay period. I will essentially be funding this account through my savings challenges. Next, we have Just Here for Leia and Harry. And this is kind of a running inside joke with the people that I'm going on this trip with, that I am only going on this trip for Star Wars interactions and all of that at Disney. And then I'm just going for Harry Potter Land at Universal. So I just thought that was a really funny name for that sinking fund for the Disney trip. Well, the Florida trip in whole. I keep calling it the Disney trip, but we're going to Florida. And part of the Florida trip is going to Disney and going to Universal. But hey, we all know Disney is the main attraction here. So that is what I named that sinking fund, Just Here for Leia and Harry. And that is a total of $3,000. And I have an asterisk here because this is a sinking fund that will be funded by the Savings Challenge. Next, we have car maintenance. This is a carryover from last year. I consistently have this sinking fund every year, and it's just for me to tap into it for any car maintenance, whatever. This past year, I have only been adding about $10 every paycheck for it, but as my car is getting older, it's needing more things. So I'm going to up that amount to $25 per paycheck, and it's just an open-ended amount. I don't really have a set amount that I get to. I probably never will, simply because money is always flowing in and out of this account. I don't want to say all the time, but at least every couple of months, I'm taking money out and then building it back up, taking money out, building it back up. I mean, you know how that goes. Next, we have holidays, and the amount for that is going to be $1,200. It has a lovely asterisk because, again, this will be a sinking fund that will be funded by my savings challenges. Dip on them. This is just for my vacations, and this is for that kind of various other vacations outside of the Disney trip, and technically outside of my brother's wedding, because I would have to travel for that because he doesn't live here. So, but I'm not including that as like a vacation. That's for the wedding. It's not a vacation. So my separate fund for just my various other vacations for the year, we're going to do $2,000. And then the next fund, I'm calling it Furnish It. We already talked about this one. This is my fund for purchasing furniture and appliances for my new home. And that one is, of course, at the $8,000, and it has an asterisk because it will be funded via the savings challenges. And then last but certainly not least, we have home. This is my kind of fund for my home down payment and closing costs, and it's just an open amount because I don't really have a set amount on what I need to save. We just gonna keep doing this thing until we, you know, find a house and aren't homeless anymore. So that one is open, and it has an asterisk by it because, again, this is one that I will be funding strictly from my savings challenges. All right, guys, so this is it. This is the savings plan and the goals for 2022, including my strategies for reaching these savings goals for 2022. Let me know down below in the comments what your plan and your goals are for 2022 and what's your strategy for reaching your goals. If you enjoyed this video, definitely go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you do not miss any more of my videos. Thanks, guys. Peace.